Is the ARMY's overwhelming reaction to Jungkook a reflection of BTS's imminent rebirth? The global frenzy that erupted around Jungkook's latest appearance has left one burning question echoing across millions of minds. Is this overwhelming reaction from ARMY simply admiration for one member? Or does it foreshadow the imminent rebirth of BTS as a whole? What exactly is hiding behind this storm of excitement? And why does it feel different from any ordinary fan celebration? When Jungkook stepped into the spotlight, every detail about him, his words, his look, his gestures, instantly triggered massive waves of conversation across social platforms. TikTok loops, Twitter threads, and YouTube analysis videos multiplied at an uncontrollable speed, turning his moment into a global event. But here lies the deeper mystery. Why did this particular reaction feel as though it was preparing the stage for something greater? Why did so many interpret Jungkook's presence not just as an individual highlight, but as a signal pointing toward BTS's collective return? It is undeniable that BTS as a group has been in a transitional state, each member focusing on solo paths while the shadow of their collective future looms large. In this fragile moment, even the smallest spark can be interpreted as the ignition of a larger fire. Jungkook's appearance did not unfold in a vacuum. It emerged within a context where ARMY has been waiting restlessly, searching for any sign of reunion, any fragment of hope that the world's biggest band is preparing to reclaim the global stage. Could it be that the intensity of ARMY's response is less about Jungkook alone, and more about their deep yearning for BTS to rise once again? The emotional dimension cannot be ignored. Fans did not simply celebrate, they reacted with a sense of urgency, almost desperation. Comments flooded timelines with claims that this was different, bigger, a sign. Is this an overstatement born of longing? Or is there truly a coded message embedded within these moments? Are we witnessing the subconscious preparation of millions of fans for the return of a phenomenon that had momentarily scattered, only to regroup stronger than before? If one studies the patterns, the conclusion becomes unsettling. BTS has always operated on symbolism, timing, and the power of collective narrative. Every comeback was never merely a release, it was a movement. Every new era was not only music, but also cultural upheaval. Now, with Jungkook's spotlight triggering tidal waves across the globe, the suspicion arises. Could this be the silent drumroll of BTS's most dramatic comeback yet? Or are we falling into the trap of sensationalism, creating grand theories where none exist? There is also a darker angle to consider. What if this intensity is not natural, but carefully magnified by a system that understands exactly how to keep the audience on edge? Could the overwhelming response be orchestrated, a calculated effort to sustain attention during a time of silence? Or is this genuine, raw fan emotion that no company or strategy could ever fabricate? The line between authentic passion and manufactured spectacle is dangerously thin, and this very uncertainty fuels even more speculation. And then comes the pivotal question. Does ARMY's behavior reflect not only their love for Jungkook, but also their collective inability to let go of BTS as a symbol of unity, strength, and cultural dominance? Could it be that the so-called overreaction is simply the visible manifestation of a global community clinging to hope, interpreting every flicker as the dawn of a new era? The emotional stakes are immense. To millions, BTS is not just music. It is survival, identity, empowerment. When Jungkook breathes, ARMY listens as though history is unfolding. When he celebrates, ARMY responds as if the entire group has already returned. This blurring of the personal and the collective raises yet another haunting question. Is Jungkook's moment the beginning of something far larger? Or is it a mirage projected by the desires of millions who refuse to accept silence? No matter how one interprets it, the implications are profound. If BTS is indeed preparing their rebirth, then Jungkook's overwhelming reception serves as undeniable evidence that the world is ready, waiting, and perhaps even desperate. But if not, then we are left confronting a sobering reality. The fandom's emotional waves may be surging ahead of reality, creating an illusion of imminent change where none exists. So, what do you believe? Is this a true signal of BTS's imminent return? Or is it merely the fevered imagination of a fandom unwilling to let go? Are we witnessing history in motion? Or are we trapped in the echo chamber of speculation? The answers remain hidden, but the tension continues to build, and one undeniable fact remains. The ARMY's overwhelming reaction has once again placed BTS at the center of the global conversation, whether the rebirth is real or imagined. The storm of speculation surrounding Jungkook's presence and ARMY's overwhelming response cannot be ignored, yet it demands a deeper level of scrutiny. Are we truly witnessing the first signs of BTS's imminent rebirth? Or are we merely being pulled into an elaborate cycle of sensational narratives designed to amplify attention? The critical question lingers: what is authentic here, and what is the product of media construction? One must ask, why is every gesture, every appearance, every word from Jungkook elevated into the realm of prophecy? Is this the power of genuine fan devotion? Or is it the symptom of an ecosystem that thrives on exaggeration? Consider the platforms fueling this frenzy: TikTok loops designed to maximize engagement, YouTube breakdowns engineered for clicks, Twitter threads that spiral into global trends within minutes. Can such reactions be trusted as objective indicators of reality, or are they simply reflections of algorithms feeding the hunger for constant drama? The answer is unsettling. The overwhelming reaction may indeed reveal something significant, but whether it is a true reflection of BTS's collective future remains uncertain. Fans interpret Jungkook's appearance as evidence of a larger narrative, but is there actual confirmation of this narrative, or only assumptions born from longing? At what point does speculation transform into fabrication, and who benefits from that transformation? This is where skepticism becomes essential. If ARMY's response is purely emotional, it demonstrates the unparalleled bond between artist and audience. Yet if the response is partly orchestrated, whether by media outlets, entertainment strategies, or the mechanics of viral culture, then we must ask ourselves, are we active participants in shaping history, or are we passive consumers of a spectacle meticulously staged for our consumption? The danger lies in conflating emotion with evidence. The fact that Jungkook's moment generated unprecedented engagement does not automatically prove that BTS is preparing a collective rebirth. It may point toward readiness, toward hope, toward longing, but does it guarantee reality? Or are we witnessing the construction of illusions powerful enough to overshadow truth? These questions are not intended to dismiss the passion of ARMY, but rather to confront the uncomfortable possibility that passion alone can be manipulated. One must further reflect. If this frenzy is nothing more than an echo chamber of speculation, does it not risk eroding trust in future narratives? How will fans distinguish between authentic signs of BTS's return and artificial waves of hype? More importantly, why do we, as observers, so readily accept the idea that every individual action must be a coded message of a grand comeback? Are we guilty of projecting our own desires onto a canvas that may, in reality, be blank? It is crucial to remember that the information circulating at present stems from fragmented and unverified sources, social media platforms like TikTok, YouTube, and Twitter. While these spaces amplify voices, they do not guarantee accuracy. A viral video may present itself as evidence, but can it withstand the rigor of verification? A trending hashtag may appear as truth, but is it not also vulnerable to manipulation? The constant exposure to such stimuli can blur the line between reality and spectacle, leaving even the most discerning individuals vulnerable to manufactured consensus. Therefore, the task at hand is reflection. Readers, viewers, and fans alike must ask themselves, do we genuinely believe that Jungkook's moment is the harbinger of BTS's imminent rebirth, or are we allowing the machinery of sensationalism to dictate our perception? Do we critically evaluate what we consume, or do we simply surrender to the emotional high of a narrative too powerful to resist? In a world where information spreads faster than it can be verified, the responsibility to question becomes not only urgent but unavoidable. This is not to diminish the emotional intensity of ARMY's reaction, nor to dismiss the cultural force of BTS. Rather, it is to emphasize the importance of skepticism as a safeguard. Only through skepticism can one separate truth from illusion, fact from fantasy. Only through reflection can we resist the manipulation of narratives that thrive on exaggeration, and in the end, the overwhelming reaction to Jungkook may indeed reflect something extraordinary. But until evidence emerges with clarity, we must hold ourselves accountable to question relentlessly. Is this real, or is it merely the spectacle of desire? Is this history unfolding before us, or is it the product of media-driven theatrics? The answer may not yet be visible, but the discipline of critical thought remains our only defense against being consumed by the very illusions we crave.